सतांग प्रसंगा talks between devotees.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees, and welcome to today's discussion. So, as I was saying yesterday, that we are trying to focus on some inspiration and words of encouragement during these difficult times. And I found some wonderful quotes by His Grace Purijan Prabhu, which I thought we could share together. So the second quote for today, or today's quote, let's try to read it together. Even if things seem all wrong, He can and will expertly orchestrate them for our long-term benefit. We just cooperate with Him. How do we cooperate? By continuing to serve Krishna according to our best intelligence and capacity. Wow, there's a lot packed into this today. So we see that people take to religious practice, they become spiritual, more to religious practice, religiosity, because they want freedom from the pangs of material nature. Krishna even says in Gita, the four kinds of people come to him. Chaturvidha bhajante mam janasukrito arjuna artha jignasi artarti. Four kinds of people come, and one of those four is one who's distressed. And mainly today in Kali Yuga, people are taken to religiosity because of distress. They haven't learned how to balance life with the suffering and the difficulties that come with it. So they kind of just want the cessation of difficulties, suffering, together with the enjoyment that they can have. So to have enjoyment is not wrong, it's not bad, but if it's separate from Krishna, then it's going to incur karmic reaction. So therefore Krishna says in the 5th chapter Gita, he gives three kinds of karma there. Vikarma, bad activity; karma, fruitive activity; and akarma, activity, you're doing action but no material result, Krishna consciousness. So let's read here as it says, even if things seem all wrong, especially in the times that we're in right now, everything seems to be challenging, everything seems to be tough. I have devotees that I'm in contact with that are sharing with me that they just don't know what to do, where to look for the panacea. They're practicing the process, but they can't find the relief from the difficulties. So everything seems to be going wrong. Fear is a very prominent factor. Anxiety is a result of that. So what do we do? So everything from our perspective seems to be going wrong. Remember that. The process of life is going on for everyone and everything. But from our perspective, everything seems to be going wrong. So is it just a perception that we are having, or is it the reality? It's a perception that we're having, because if we can change our perception, everything doesn't seem to be going wrong. Some things seem to be going wrong, not everything. Think about that one. So everything seems to be going wrong, and He can and will expertly orchestrate them for our long-term benefit. Krishna is orchestrating the whole of the material nature. Maya dakshena prakriti suyate sacharacharam. He is orchestrating the whole material creation. Hetunanena konteya jagat viparipartate. So everything, all this whole material creation is working under His direction. So He is orchestrating. But what is His welfare, His care for us? Long term. And what is our perception? Short term. We're looking at short term relief. Krishna is looking at long term. Our whole journey as the soul, as we traverse this material world, right until we go back to Godhead, that is Krishna's timeline. Our timeline is relief now because it's so difficult. It's unbearable. So that is why a certain amount of training is required in order to understand how life works. Life doesn't just come with the good. It also has the bad. It also has the challenges and difficulties. So if we change perception, we can change our reality. And that's a nice principle to live by. So what do we have to do then? We just have to cooperate with Him. And it's something it's very difficult for us to do, to cooperate. Because it means giving a part of myself up for Him. Well, at the end of the day, there's a nice saying, we trust God's omnipotence, but we don't trust His omniscience. We trust that He's all-powerful, but we don't trust that He's all-knowing. That takes a little difficult, because if He's all-knowing, why can't He sort my problem out? I'm giving Him the solution even, and He's not even doing anything about it. So Krishna sees long-term. That's very beautiful, huh? That I am seeing short-term, but Krishna, you're seeing long-term for my benefit. So how do we cooperate with Him? Very interesting. Towards the end here He says, by continuing to serve Krishna according to our best intelligence and capacity. We don't just keep quiet and sit back. We use our intelligence. And that's one of the definitions of enthusiasm. It's intelligence applied in Krishna consciousness. Prabhupada describes like that. And we employ our capacity. What can we do for Krishna? So because we have a special chance to serve according to His desire. Remember, nature is going according to His desire, but we are the only species that don't cooperate with the flow of nature. Therefore, we create our own dimension of reality, which is bewildering, which is non-sustaining, and which is troublesome, creates difficulty. So if we learn to cooperate with Him in a very sincere way, in a very earnest way, in a very prayerful way, Krishna, I have my limitations, I have my challenges, please help me through this difficult time. Help me to understand what you have planned for me. Help me to understand what you want me to do. So thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed our session together. So please join me again tomorrow. Hare Krishna.
Satang Prasanga.